When I first drove the BMW 530i Luxury, I described it as stately. So what happens when the stately 520i Luxury removes the tux and goes to the gym? Not to bulk up like the M5, no siree, but to gain just enough power to knock your socks off. Well, gentlemen, you get this. This, my friends, is the BMW 530i M Sport, and in this video, we check out what separates it from the 520i Luxury. Let's do this. Hello guys, I'm Reagan and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I invite you to click that subscribe button for your regular dose of Philippine automotive content. If you're my subscriber already, well, sit back, relax, click that like button and enjoy the show. Also, special thanks to SMC Asia Car Distributors for lending me the BMW 530i M Sport for a few days to do this review. So, the BMW 530i M Sport. Now, some people will look down on this vehicle, saying that it's not the fire-breathing BMW M5, but I prefer to look at it as more like an M5 Lite. You see, it has some of the features and personality of the actual BMW M5, but it comes in at a more attainable price level. You see, this BMW 530i M Sport retails for only 4,890,000 Philippine pesos, which is around 600,000 Philippine pesos more than the base spec 520i Luxury, which, if you think about it, guys, well, 600 grand is peanuts for the people who can afford this sporty executive sedan. So what sets this 530i M Sport apart from the luxury trim? Well, for one, it trades off all of those chrome bits on the front fascia in favor of blacked out pieces. You see, the updated fuse kidney grille here has been blacked out, which, if you think about it, it goes well with the active grille vents here because those active vents are also in the color black. Now, the front bumper also receives a different design with larger and more aggressive air vents here on the sides and on the center, which gives this 530i M Sport really more of a menacing and aggressive look. Now, if you put it all together, well, this 530i M Sport really has that youthful look, so it should appeal to the executives out there who are young at heart. Here on the side, the 530i M Sport gets an M badge on the front fender as well as a blacked out functional air vent here versus the chrome that can be found in the 520i Luxury. Now, this 530i M Sport also comes with soft closed doors here. See? There you go. Which is a useful feature if you're trying to sneak out of the house and you don't want anyone to hear you close your doors. Now, as for the mechanical bits, well, the 530i M Sport gets upgraded 19-inch lightweight M wheels here that are wrapped in run-flat tires, while the suspension and the four-wheel disc brakes have also received the M treatment. The rear end of the 530i M Sport is quite similar to that of the 520i Luxury, save for this tiny rear spoiler here and this rear diffuser on the rear bumper and the blacked out twin functional exhaust tips there. Now, this tiny rear spoiler here makes me wonder if it's functional or if it's just aesthetic, because guys, it's really quite tiny. Now it also gets the updated LED taillight design here that has that smoke effect. And when you pop open the power trunk, as you can see, we get the same 530 liters here that we first saw in the 520i Luxury. Now 530 liters of trunk space means that you can put a couple of medium-sized luggage, as you can see, as long as you put them like this. Or maybe you can even park a couple of golf bags, but there's really no way for you to expand on that 530 liters because the back seats of this 530i M Sport doesn't really fold. Now, some people think that the M Sport kit here is purely cosmetic, but gentlemen, the engine found underneath the hood of the 530i M Sport begs to disagree. You see, this might be the same like 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo petrol motor that we first saw in the 520i Luxury, but this engine right here has been massaged to put out more horses and more twist. You see, the BMW 530i M Sports motor puts out 252 horsepower and 350 newton meters of torque, and it still drives the rear wheels via an 8-speed automatic transmission. Notice as well that this engine sits in a front midship configuration, which simply means that the engine is behind the front axle, giving this 530i M Sport really a better feel in terms of balance and handling capabilities. Now, as for the fuel consumption figures, well, this vehicle right here has a really decent level of fuel economy. You see, when you pop it in Eco Pro mode, well, in city drives, you're looking at the double-digit territory already. I was able to get around 13 kilometers per liter in the city. And if you're still in Eco Pro mode on the highway, well, then you are looking at 20 to 21 kilometers per liter. Now, for a vehicle that has this kind of power, that fuel efficiency figure is pretty impressive. The cabin of the 530i M Sport is nearly identical to that of the 520i Luxury. In fact, save for the M-designed seat belts, the M seats here, this M steering wheel with the paddle shifters, and the M door sills and floor mats, well, this cabin is, well, the cabin of a 520i Luxury. Now, that's not saying, guys, that this is a bad cabin, because this, my friends, is still a great place to spend a lot of time in. We still get these luscious Dakota black leather seats here, and we have power adjustments for both seats, but we now have blue contrast stitching here because this is an M Sport model. We also have, as I mentioned, this leather-wrapped steering wheel with the paddle shifters and a power adjustment on the steering wheel. And we also have that fully digital instrument gauge cluster there. Now, we move on to the infotainment system, guys. We have the same 12-inch touchscreen infotainment system here that we first saw in the 520i Luxury. And this infotainment system is equipped with wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, it has gesture control, it has voice command, and it has the image of our reverse camera. Now, this infotainment system also powers a Harman Kardon speaker setup, which sounds absolutely fantastic, guys. Now, as for the safety bits of the 530i M Sport, well, as you can see on your screen, it does have a decent amount of safety features here, which is all well and good for this vehicle. Now, we also have a couple of cup holders here, guys, which I was subject to my 600 ml Clean Canteen test. And as you can see, well, this marginally passes my Clean Canteen test. It's a little bit on the tight side, but given the pedigree of the 530i M Sport, well, I usually just put my Clean Canteen right here on the bottle holders on the door cards. Now, as for the rest of the cabin here, guys, well, the cabin is wrapped in what BMW calls Sensatec leather, which is, well, they're vegan leather or synthetic leather. So we have that on the dashboards, we have that on the door cards, on the door handles, on the sides of the center tunnel here. And yeah, it looks a little bit on the somber and black and grayish side, except that we do have ambient lighting here, guys, which helps to spruce up this cabin. Now the nifty thing here is, yeah, that ambient lighting, you can change the color just by telling the car to do so, like this. Hey BMW, yeah, change the ambient lighting to green.
I selected the light color green with contouring in green.
There you go. So that is pretty nifty, and I'm glad that it's there because, yeah, it kind of adds a little bit of color in this otherwise somber cabin. Just like the BMW 520i Luxury, well, the back seat of the 530i M Sport gets a lot of space here, plus a good bunch of amenities. You see, I'm 5'6", guys, and this is my driving position here, and I'm getting around 6 to 7 inches of knee room and a good 4 to 5 inches of headroom. Now the thing is, it would be ideal if you could keep it to just 2 passengers here at the back, because we do have a really tall center tunnel there for the rear-wheel drive system, so the third person in the middle might not have the most comfortable sitting position here. Now, as for the amenities, as I mentioned, we get a good bunch because we get a quad climate control setup here. So we have our own climate bubble per passenger here at the back, and we have a couple of rear AC vents there in the middle, plus AC vents here on the B pillars on the sides, and we also have USB-C charge ports there at the bottom part, a couple of those. We got the center armrest here with a couple of cup holders right there. And we also have privacy shades on the windows, as well as an electric rear sunshade, well, over there at the back. The BMW 530i M Sport is a youthful and sportier alternative to the 520i Luxury, which, if you think about it, makes it a bit of a paradox because most 5 users here in the Philippines would rather be driven while they are seated at the back of the car. The thing is, this vehicle right here simply begs to be driven, and that, my friends, is the reason why I am stopping the video right here, because, well, the driving segment of this vehicle deserves its own airtime in my channel. So that's your cue, gentlemen, to click that subscribe button, click that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I finally upload the driving segment of the BMW 530i M Sport. Trust me, guys, you wouldn't want to miss it. Thanks for watching.